Teachers of Reddit, what was the best excuse for being late that turned out to be true? A guy in my college class missed class one day. The next day he came in with his eye covered up and medical paperwork in hand. Apparently he got pecked in the eye by a chicken. Oh, shit, that had a hurt. When I was student teaching, I was late because there was bunch chickens in the middle of the road. They wouldn't move at all. This is in the middle of a city of 200,000 people. Freaking chickens. I finally get to school and profusely apologize to my mentor teacher, and I told her why I was late, thinking it sounded ridiculous. She said, "Yeah, those chickens are fucking assholes. They surrounded my car in the McDonald's parking lot last year. Don't worry about." An entire flock, herd, of sheep was on the highway when I was trying to get to school. Could have had free lamb chops, but I got out and helped the police and farmers chase their sheep down the mall. This was probably 5:30 to 6 a.m., so there were some cars, but it wasn't too bad, thankfully. Yeah, those chickens are fucking assholes. They surrounded my car in the McDonald's parking lot last year. Don't worry about. They were protesting the McChicken sandwich. She had to take her sister to school and drive her mom to rehab. She was always late to class because her mom just wanted to sleep in. Problem was, if the mom was late or did not go, she would have violated her probation and gone to prison. I never marked her late. If she missed anything important, she could come in at lunch or after school to make it up. You sound like an amazing teacher. Thanks for all that you do. Not a student, but one of my teaching assistants when I ran a preschool in West Philly. Sorry I missed yesterday, my friend shot my mom. Naturally, I'm a little speechless. Oh no, it's okay, he was aiming for someone else. When I was a manager at a pizza place, one of the employees had the same excuse and attitude, except he was the one who got shot. He lived in North Philly though. It's cool. He said my bad. Well, okay then. Student here, I headed into school early to get some studying done in the library before my night class. I was one exit away when I was caught in a 3-car accident. Most of the expressway afterwards was gridlocked with only one lane left open. I did eventually make it into my lab class 15 minutes late, with a few scrapes and bruises. My professor's reaction was simply, "Oh, that was you. Was he the one who hit you?" I was one of about 20 kids who were late to school. We showed up at the school office as a group, and when questioned why we were late, we said the school bus blew up. They questioned, so the engine blew up. The kids know, the whole bus, in flames. It blew up. There was much conference between the teachers, all of them thinking we embellished the story. Next thing you know, one of the admin staff has the news website open, very obvious image of an entire bus on fire with a bunch of kids in our school uniform standing in front of it. Our late slip for class reads "School bus blew up." If that happened, I would walk home. Bus driver had heart attack and died whilst going down the freeway. This didn't happen to me personally, but it happened in our town. I had a 6-year-old turn up late to her lesson and blurt out, "Sorry I was late, I had to color in a bunny." Seems fair. Can't blame her, coloring the bunny is an important job after all. Sounds like she has her priorities in order. Told me he got pulled over by the cops for wobbly driving on his bike and they thought he was drunk. Turned out he was just dodging all the slugs on the street. Good man, watching out for the sluggies. They like to traverse the walkway in front of my house at night, so I always have to shine a flashlight so I don't step on them. Did he tell them he was sluggish? School sporting event. Kid on our team was late because someone stole his windshield wipers and it was snowing out. Kept having to pull over to the side of the road and wipe off his windshield. Wow, that's a real bastard that swiped his wipers on a snowy day. After 9/11, my small town high school received bomb threats every week for 2 months, and they decided to make us attend school on a Saturday. Myself and about 5 others showed up for our classes, and every teacher said something like, "I can't wait for the excuses on Monday." Most of the excuses were something along the lines of family plans or whatnot, but one kid was made read his dad's note aloud to the class because our first period teacher thought it was hilarious. In the most down south accent you can imagine, it went something like, "My son ain't too smart, but he knows you ain't supposed to get punished for someone else being a dumbass. Bought him a 6-pack, so he was drunk. Y'all can FCK off." I wish we had smartphones to record back then so I could share it. Is this Southeast Texas? Bear on the backyard. No access gate. Animal control had to trank it from the room and drag it through the house. Made the news. Got to retake the test I missed after sending her the news article. Still have access to the article? I kinda wanna see it too. Not a teacher, but I was training a new hire at a job and the guy came in 45 minutes late stating he got halfway to work and realized he didn't have shoes on. It was winter and like 15 degrees outside. I did that in high school once. Mom got so mad at me. In my hometown, if you walked into anywhere late and said the phrase "sorry, grain train," you were never challenged. It was extremely common for 50-plus carriage trains to run through the middle of town. We have the same thing in my hometown, except the bridge was up. That bridge is notorious for not following a schedule and always being up when you're in a hurry. Edit. Thanks for all the cake day wishes, had no idea it was today. Woke up to 5k plus upvotes, which is insane because it's my most upvoted comment ever, lol. Also the town is Aalborg in Denmark. Where I am, we have a similar problem with farmers transporting huge loads on the tiny 1.5 lane roads round here. In their defense, they will pull in when a tailback forms and let people pass, but quite often we're talking a tractor with 2 trailers loaded 2 cars wide with hay or whatever it is. Those kinds of large ladies are few and far between. MTV paid me $50 to fill my backpack with cement and carry it around for the day. I accepted that excuse. Student later regretted it, as a replacement backpack and college textbooks far exceeded $50. But he got his moment of fame and I didn't penalize him for his tardy. Gotta live a little. Edit, someone found a newspaper article on this. Turns out it was $200. He earned $100 for the first day and $100 when he returned the next day. I remembered $50, but it was 19 years ago. So I was right to believe him. He still lost all his stuff, thanks cement, and I remember him telling me it wasn't worth it. And edit, typo. What kind of idiot doesn't take his books out first? But did he have any concrete evidence? I had a chemistry professor show up about 15 minutes late. Just when people were about to leave, he shows up and explains that he was just in a car accident, his car had been in a rollover and he still showed up. He said he was okay. He drove a Volvo. Had a sociology professor in college who was never late for anything. One day, we showed up for class and he wasn't there. After 5 minutes or so, we are reading the handbook to find out what level of professor he was and found that he was an associate professor and entitled to 10 minutes wait. A few seconds before his time expired, a voice came from under his desk saying, "Today we are going to discuss withdrawn personalities." He conducted the whole class from under his desk. Not a teacher but a friend said his house blew away. Apparently. Tornado. May have been my house and took about a week off from school to help clean up my house. We had an exam in my class and the teacher got a message from a student saying that he was going to be late because his car had a flat tire. The student was known to party. The teacher didn't think it could be true, so as a joke the teacher asked him to bring the tire back. He brought the flat tire back in the middle of the exam. Needless to say, the professor didn't expect that. That student had been partying. Drives to school, takes off tire, punctures it, and Bob's your Auntie Mary. UK, a student couldn't submit an assignment on time as the Wi-Fi was down on the megabuzz. Standard, to be honest. At my uni this was fully not an excuse. On you to have an internet connection when you make your submission, or even better submit early. I'm Pink, a fair-skinned student, age 10, went with a friend to the holy festival at a nearby Hindu temple where she was covered with red powder and dyed bright red from head to toe. Her mother, another teacher at the school, had made her sit for hours in the bathtub to soak it off, but even after another round of early morning shower scrubbing, she arrived at school a pleasant shade of pink. Technically, she wasn't late, but she stayed in her mother's classroom until the bell rang. Teachers' kids basically live in a ruleless society or an extremely strict one. Subscribe for more hot Reddit takes in your inbox, guaranteed.